If you spend time around Toronto's harbourfront, you may have come across a strange little pool of water. It's just off of Queen's Quay, across from H2O Park. Until recently, it was a pretty gross place to hang out. Just look at the Google reviews. One person says it stinks and is full of garbage in the water. Another one-star review simply says, stank. Doesn't really sound like a place you would want to go for a swim. But a University of Toronto professor and his students are changing that.
I have a back injury and I have difficulty getting around, so I'm using a mobility aid. Ontario Place was an accessible place to swim, and I used to swim there every day. And recently that's being privatized. So now we're looking for other places to swim.
So Steve set his sights on the Peter Street Basin, spending months pulling, scraping, and hauling out garbage.
I saw this empty place that no one was using, but it was absolutely filled with garbage. And the stench was unbearable. I got together a group of volunteers, and we came here like 3 or 4 times a week and just started pulling garbage out, bag after bag. And then we started building robots like submarines that would go underwater. We should put lane ropes in there, and we should put a Duraflex springboard on the end of that bridge, because wouldn't it be nice to be able to jump off that bridge down into the water and have it so clean that maybe there could be a springboard.
And it worked. No more stench, and so much less garbage. Steve is now using the water for a rehab, and his students use the basin for research while continuing to keep it clean.
We've grown to something where now we have a lot of support for this project. We've got a lot of people who've joined the volunteer cleanup effort. Once people see what's possible, they're joining the effort.
We use the nets, take some of the garbage out, make sure that the environment is flourishing. Toronto's such a beautiful city, and we want to make sure that everybody around it really sees the beauty of the nature as well that Toronto has to offer. Now, sometimes you'll see a fish, you see the ducks, geese will come by. So we saw a couple of swans. Now there's life that is kind of prospering.
Nearby residents and workers are pretty thrilled, no longer having to look at all the garbage or smell it.
At the beginning, there were unfortunately dead animals in here. Garbage, it smelled ridiculously gross. It's gotten a lot cleaner, and it smells so much better.
So is it actually safe to swim in? Steve says yes.
We're actually able to get very, very accurate E. coli count measurements. And what we observed, this is about 10 to 12 times cleaner than it needs to be actually for safe swimming.
We also asked Toronto Public Health. It told us it does not conduct water testing in the basin, and therefore doesn't recommend swimming there. Steve's swimming, but would you?